Hi there, it's Rosie from the Rosie O'Rourke team, and we have had so many changes in the real estate market as of late. It's been a whirlwind actually, and I bet you have seen more real estate signs in the front yards of houses staying up a lot longer than 1 minute when we were having a spring market where things were flying off the shelf. Well, that's not happening right now, but we have a lot of questions that we hear, 4 main topics really, about why. Why is that happening? So why don't you listen in? I have our producers addressing each of the 4 main topics.
So I'm asked that question a lot because inflation is the reality of where we're at right now. And when inflation rises, interest rates typically rise to meet inflation. And that feels really problematic to buyers who have become accustomed to low interest rates the last several years. The feds are over here trying to increase the federal rates in order to impact in a positive way inflation. If they can bring inflation down, we typically will see interest rates drop. So right now we've had buyers who are a little bit skittish about what's happening with inflation. But the truth of the matter is inflation, it ebbs and flows, and the real estate market is still continuing to be one of the best places that you can park your dollars. Investing in a new home long term, we continue to see great return on those investment dollars. And so although inflation is a challenge in a lot of ways, it doesn't have quite the impact on real estate long term that we often think.
One question I'm asked all the time as a listing agent is, why is it that my neighbor got $100,000 over list price a few months ago? And let me tell you, that was such a short little market and they were really lucky. Unfortunately, right now that time has changed, but best for you is that we are in an even market. So it's really good for buyers and sellers. What happened a few months ago was that the interest rates were so low that there was actually 10, 15 offers on every single house, and that just bid up the price. If you look at the original price of the listing, that's more where we're at today as far as a realistic price point. If you list at that higher price, you're going to be sitting on the market for a lot longer, you'll have less people coming through, and you're setting yourself up for failure. And I want to set you up for success.
This isn't going to last. Right now is the opportunity. It's a window. It's going to close. We're coming back into the fall busy season. This summer has been great, but the buyers are coming back. Our open houses are busier. There's more buyers out there now. So now is your time to jump on that wagon, purchase your home.
Buy.
Yeah, so a question I get all the time is exactly that, right? How can I buy when interest rates are so high? Well, the thing with the market right now is although interest rates are high, they are still at a historically low rate. Last year, we were seeing rates as low as 2%, 3%, which isn't necessarily realistic, but it was what was driving the market at the time. So a lot of homes were listed, at a certain list price, but going for exceptionally over list price because your monthly payment was not drastically changing because your interest rate was so low. So now we're just on the opposite side of that, right? So listings are, the list price is really the purchase price. You don't have to expect to pay a certain amount over. And although, it might seem like you're paying a lot in your monthly payment because of your interest rate, you're not paying over for a home. So I tell people, if you know someone who bought a home last year, they might have paid $60,000 over, but they had this really low interest rate. Well, now you're in a spot where you don't have to pay $60,000 over, but you might have that higher interest rate than they got. And the thing with the interest rate is you can always refinance. So the rate that is at right now, it's never a permanent rate. Do we know when rates are going to go down to, a certain amount? We don't, but we do know that at some point they're going to go down and you will be able to refinance.
Hopefully that answered your questions, but I'm sure there's more. So we are always here to answer your questions or concerns. Please give us a call. We'd be happy to talk with you.